I think certainly, as you say, I am a very big fan of Final Fantasy VII the original. I really did love that game. And I think there's actually a trap in there, as now I'm in the position of working on the remake series, that if I put too much of my feelings as just a fan and my intentions and what I'd want to see in there, it's quite dangerous because it could become very much just a fan-made project in that sense, and that's something we really want to avoid. So I think what actually makes the development run so well is because we'd have that really great balance between people who worked on the original game and newcomers, fans like myself. And as the director of this project, myself and the vast majority of the team are of the younger generation, people who have played the game when they were younger and loved it and are fans themselves. But I think what really works is we've got that core of people who worked on the original game as well, who to really set the direction and the ideas about how the remake should be done. As people like Kitase Yoshinori, Nomura Tetsuya, Kazushige Nojima and Motomo Toriyama, and having those guys on board and that balance between the younger generation and the original creators really does help the project a lot. What really did make it such a great team structure and that collaboration and how that really worked is in terms of setting the definitions and the significance of the remake, that initial question of why are we doing the remake now, this 20 years, I mean, when the series is complete, it'll probably be at least 30 years since the original Final Fantasy VII. What the significance of doing the remake now is, what the meaning behind that is, what the best way to approach that is, and why it should be done, how it should be done. And rather than asking myself and the new generation of people who were originally fans of the game to answer that question, it makes much more sense to ask that to Mr. Kitase and the other original development team there. And then once they've made that and they've set out the core, the backbone, the foundation, as it was, of the project, then the baton is handed over to myself and my team, and we understand obviously the modern approach to game development, modern trends and taste, etc., and how to translate that and to really rework that and make a really great game out of it. So I think that collaboration and that double perspective that we have was so good for the development team. That's why everything works so well. The way that the games industry is at the moment, due to the sheer cost of developing games now, I think all publishers in all countries around the world have to be very, very careful about how they assign their resources and make games to make it a viable business these days.
I'm waiting, Cloud.
I can understand the appeal definitely with doing remakes of existing games which were very successful in the past, and certainly you've already got a certain fan base established, you've got customers already for that, so I can definitely see the appeal of doing that. But on the other hand, I don't think we'll see the going away of new IPs, new franchise, new series, etc. I think there's definitely a call for that as well. So yeah, I think we will see more remakes in the future, but it's not just going to be those now.
The reunion, when spite and sorrow are harvested to feed the planet.
We didn't actually start out with the clear understanding that this was definitely going to be a trilogy. What we did was we planned out the rough overview, the roadmap for the whole of the what became the trilogy of the series at that point. And we knew what content we needed to put in, what we wanted to put in. And it was only really after we'd completed the first game, Remake, that then we started work on the second one, on Rebirth, and we thought, okay, well, this is how far we got in the first game, this is what we got left and we want to show and we have to show. And okay, based on that calculation, we think, yes, it's going to be a trilogy and we have to do it as a trilogy to cover everything we need to do. So that was kind of when we understood the future direction there. This is not the time for me to talk about anything specific about what's actually in the game, but what I can tell you at the moment is we are working on it. We started work on the third part of the trilogy pretty much after we finished working on Rebirth. So that's pretty much a year we've been going on it now. Everything's going very well. We're on track with the development, and certainly when it does finally come out into the world, we're working really creatively on it to make sure it's a game that will definitely meet and definitely exceed all the fans' expectations. It's going to be a really enjoyable title, exactly what they're looking for. So you can look forward to seeing great things from it, but I can't tell you any details right now.
That she can peer inside you, into the very depths of your soul. That she can become those you hate, those you fear, those you love.
Reunion.
You murdered my dad!